As part of the celebrations of 15 years application of the APELL process in the city of Bahía Blanca and as a way of commemorating Civil Defense Day on November 23, 2011, a major drill will be held as per standard NFPA 1600 in an area comprising bridges and avenues, affording access to and exit from the most important deep-water port and petrochemical complex in the country. The drill has been staged in this area, bearing in mind its high-density truck transport of dangerous materials, including methanol. The drill commences with an emergency call from a private individual to the 911 emergency call center, reporting an accident on the 18 de Julio Avenue under the port access bridges. The operator receiving the call asks the questions on the protocol format, prompting the caller to give a full account of the emergency, including the tanker truck description and label number data. This will enable the identification of the nature and features of his load, thus being basic information required by fire brigade and civil defense teams. Almost simultaneously, the truck driver, following procedures for this type of emergency, makes a call to the transport company and the CIPET, the Information Center for Transport Emergencies, located in the headquarters of the Interior Ministry, this being the first time that it will take part in a drill organized by the Bahía Blanca APELL process. The 911 emergency call center will issue a call to all of the different alert and response teams to gather at Civil Defense Guard headquarters. Due to its proximity, the first to arrive will be the Ingeniero White Volunteer Fire Brigade, followed immediately by the Province of Buenos Aires Police Fire Squad and the Delegation for Ecological Protection and Dangerous Substances. The Civil Defense Director, based on the location of the accident, plus the features of the dangerous product involved and the fact that the other vehicle is a passenger transport vehicle with several wounded people in it, immediately classifies the emergency as Level 2 as per the classification of the response plan to technological emergencies and summons the field committee to a safe location near the event. The Ingeniero White Volunteer Fire Brigade informs the emergency center of the safe entry point and starts setting up the tent to house the field committee. As a protection against gases emanating from the truck's cargo, a waterfall screen is implemented. The water is supplied by the firm Petrobras from a fire hydrant located some 60 meters away. Meanwhile, the police fire squad assists the victims of the accident and phones the emergency center to send ambulances for transport of the wounded. The human resources summoned by the 911 emergency center start arriving, coordinated by the communications network of the response teams. At the request of the Civil Defense Director, who is responsible for directing and coordinating emergency response, traffic controllers from the National Road Safety Agency and police cars from the 3rd Precinct implement the necessary traffic cuts. Helped by the personnel from the Argentine Naval Prefecture, who cut the heavy vehicle traffic at the exits from the ports of Ingeniero White and Galvan. Meanwhile, the volunteer fire brigades from General Serri and Cabildo arrive. Firemen from Ingeniero White, together with representatives of the Delegation for Ecological Protection and Dangerous Substances and the firm Soil Keeper, the latter, given the task of assisting transport in this type of emergency, try to contain the methanol spill and plug the leak. The firemen from the headquarters of the Buenos Aires Provincial Police, together with the volunteer fire brigades of General Serri and Cabildo, rescue those people trapped inside their vehicles using special cutting tools. The field committee is led by the Civil Defense Director, who is accompanied by the Undersecretary of Environmental Management, the fire chiefs of the different brigades, the APELL process coordinator, and the Technical Executive Committee, media personnel, the director of the team of inspectors, the manager of the Communication Center, and the female medical coordinator. The latter is responsible for organizing the triage and first aid treatment for the wounded, and she is assisted by the SAR rescue group that helps with victim transport and containment. On the instructions of the medical coordinator, victims are referred to different hospitals, this being done using public and private ambulance services. The Field Committee prepares a press release which will be broadcast by Radio Nacional radio station, the official broadcaster for the APELL process diffusion, as well as different local media, as laid out by the response plan. The situation is reevaluated for the report, confirming 1 death and the transport of 4 wounded. The Ingeniero White fire chief informs that the leak in the truck has been plugged and that it is now safe to open up road traffic again on the bridges. The soil is treated and the product is transferred to another tanker truck. Once the legal experts authorize the removal of the corpse of the single casualty, as well as that of the damaged vehicles in order to clear the road, the Field Committee Communications Officer issues a radio statement declaring the drill has ended.